Okay, I knew this was gonna happen. My internet, that's one thing I don't like about being in the middle of nowhere. I need to move to a city. The internet's not reliable. Can you hear me? Let me see. Raven, did you come back? Let me know when you come back. I'm using the mid-tone pencil. And then I'm going to blend out that section. Just soft. We just need to softly blend it out. We're not trying to lose that texture. We're just trying to just make it look unified, if that makes any sense. Then we can take the mono eraser, get those highlights or the spaces between the hairs, especially the top part. The spaces between the hairs can be a little bit more solid. No lines through them. Like when you see the background of the hair. And then take it and get the highlights, do lines. Get the lines down. We don't need to, again, fill it all the way in. We want to keep that texture. Then we can go in with the mechanical pencil, add some stray hairs, especially on the top part, just very lightly, and we can go over those highlights just a little bit and the darker areas just to increase that texture. I think I'm going to go from top to bottom and then move my way down. Using the softest pencil I have, which is 14B, would be about an 8B. And we're trying to get those really dark areas. You can put quite a bit of pressure at this point. So keep in mind of the direction of the hair flow when you're doing this. That's why we did those guides. Try to keep the shapes nice and crisp too. Yeah. So just lots of layers. Make sure you get those shadows and highlights really good. Get that contrast, the definition. Oh, I think I might have went over some hair that goes a different direction. That's okay. We will fix it. Make sure you pick up the pencil every time you make a stroke on the paper. We're going to go with the mid pencil and get the rest of those shadows. Just fill it in. You don't need to go so dark at this point. This is more, yeah, just texture building. And then we're going to blend it out with the blending stump, going in the direction of the hair, just softening up the edges so it looks like it's connected. And we can go over the previous sections that we did too, and go over the highlights as well when we're doing this. Pick up the blending stump every stroke. And now we're going to do some highlights, not filling it in all the way. We're just doing a few strokes. We're still drawing, but we're just doing reverse drawing. And then finish it off with the mechanical pencil. Just go a little bit over those highlights, just so we can create that texture. That's all we need to do. Starting with the softest pencil for the next section, getting those really dark areas. The strokes can bleed into lighter sections. That's totally fine. You can have some go over some highlights or some mid-tone sections. The medium toned pencil, where it's dark but not super dark. I'm still trying to create the texture while we're shading it in at the same time. Taking the blending stump and we're softening those pencil lines. Again, picking up the blending stump for every stroke. And then taking the mono eraser, and we're going to get some of those highlights. Also just strokes, just individual strokes. Picking up the eraser every time you make one. There's a little section that needs to be a bit darker, so I'm going to go over it with the HB pencil just to darken that up ever so slightly, because that's what I see is different. And then we're going to go over with the mechanical pencil just to create some more fine lines, details. I'm gonna just continue on from the top, work my way down. I'm not worrying about that little tiny section because I don't need to worry about that. Okay, now we're gonna go and do the process all over again, starting with the softest pencil you got. I have a 14B. You don't have to get it exactly. I am just one of those people who are very picky about stuff. Even then, I am still just trying to use it as a guide to where my pencil marks are going to be. Okay, now we're going with the medium tone, the HB. Oh. If I don't get this done by 12, I honestly think I'm going to just call it done for studying. So I don't think I'm going to be doing another video on studying hair. So it would be good for, like, it would be nice if you guys tell me what you want to work on next. It could be a study, like any particular part of the face or whatever. We can do that. We can do a full-on portrait, people or pets. We could do still lives. We don't have to do just drawings, pencil drawings. Like my specialty is pencil drawing, so both graphite and colored pencil, but I have dabbled in a lot of different things and can at least get you started. So like anything traditional, I can do, like painting. One thing that have never dabbled in is oil paints though, but I could do watercolor, watercolor or acrylic. Actually I need to go get another one, but I have done wood burning. There's also quilling, which is a paper crafting thing. What else? Chalk pastel, pens. What else? Stained glass paint is also kind of fun. It's like acrylic paint, but for glass. So whatever you want me to do, I will do. I'm here for you. You can also possibly, I'm not sure exactly how I would do it, is show you how to use the Mural Maker app. So now we're going to go in and get those highlights. We're still trying to continue on the texture building of the hair. And then finish it off with a mechanical pencil. Starting off the next section with the darkest pencil I have, keeping in mind of the shape and the direction of the hair. So when you're doing lines, you want to follow that direction of the hair. You don't want to do straight lines. I'm putting a lot of pressure on there. We want some good contrast between the shadows and the highlights. Makes it look more realistic. Okay, now we're going to do the HB pencil, which is the medium, and build up the texture as well as a little bit more, make it a little bit more darker in some areas. Remember, pick up the pencil every time you make a stroke. No zigzags. Zigzags, no, no. Okay. Now we're going to blend it using the blending stump. Also picking up for each stroke. We're just softening up the edges, blending it into itself. Then we're going to take the mono eraser and pick up some of those highlights, still trying to create some texture while doing so, so we're just doing lines. No zigzags. And then going it over with the mechanical pencil just to get some more of that texture, and then we are done that section and we can move on to the next. Can you see how that's coming together? This camera I think shows the best for all of them. I think you can really see it nice and clear. I think I like that camera. Back to the softest pencil. And we're going to really push hard to get nice and dark. We want some good contrast. Single lines, no zigzags. Picking up the pencil for every stroke. follow the direction of the hair. No straight lines. Try not to cross the hairs either. You don't want to cross them going into two different directions. And then the medium tone. You don't need to put as much pressure as we did before. Taking the blending stump, which I dropped. Yes, there we go. And again, not a lot of pressure, just softening up those edges and picking up the blending stump for every stroke. Taking the, oh wait, I missed a step. We need to do the highlights, which is fine. Doesn't matter if you missed a step or reverse a step or whatever. I just fit. Yeah. I like to do the highlights first before I do extra details. So again, we're going to try to keep making the texture, keep building up the texture. So we're picking up, making individual strokes in those highlights. And then adding some of that mechanical pencils just to go over some of the highlights, even in the darker areas, just give it a little bit more texture. Is this gonna switch over? It says the auto director is on, but it doesn't seem to be working. Okay, moving over and going from the top to the bottom again. I'm gonna get those really dark areas with the softest pencil I have. Actually, I'm gonna just sharpen this. Let's sharpen it. Putting quite a bit of pressure because we really do want to get some really dark hairs in there. Make it nice contrast. My art teacher from high school said for realistic art, you need, especially black and white art, you need black, white, and at least 3 shades of gray. I don't mean the book. You don't need the book. And then, using the mid-tone, I'm going to build up some of those, or the HB pencil, we're going to build up the mid-tones here. Just remember, no zigzags. Pick up the pencil every time you make a stroke. Follow the direction of the hair. And then we're going to take the blending stump. I'm going to soften up those lines, even the ones that are hairs that are poking through the top, where you can see the background, and follow the direction of the hair. Nice and soft pressure. Don't want to lose the texture. And then now we're going to do some highlights. Also, we're just building up the texture, so we're just doing some lines within those highlights. And then we can also clean up the background just a bit with that mono eraser. And then use the mechanical pencil just to add a few more details, go over those highlights, add a few strays to just make it a little bit more realistic. With the stray hairs, you can cross them. That doesn't matter. But when you're doing the bulk of the hair, you don't want to cross them because then it just doesn't look great when you do that. Am I going to get this done in time? So just using the softest pencil I have, trying to get nice and dark, following the direction of the hair. Outside of working with the people behind the Vinci Eye App, I am also a commission portrait artist. I'm only saying this because will offer you the drawing that we're going to study for free if you have a particular drawing you want to do. The reason why I'm doing it for free is because I don't know how long it's going to take. I only do about 2 hours once a week on it, so the wait is enough, and then it's also going to be publicized, so it's going to be hard to keep it as a surprise for a present of some sort. So yeah, if you want to have a free piece of artwork from me, you can email me the reference photo you want me to do. We'll do it for a live video, and then you can have it, and we'll send it to you. Not even shipping costs. So now we're using the HB pencil, and we're just going to get some of those mid-tones and continuing to build up the texture and also following the direction of the hair, trying not to cross the hair. Using the blending stump, not a lot of pressure, and lifting up every stroke. Just trying to soften up those lines a little bit. Then the mono eraser for those highlights. Again, we're building up the texture, so we're just doing individual lines. And then taking the mechanical pencil just to go over those highlights, just to create some more. And you can also go in the mid-tone and the dark areas for the mechanical eraser as well. So just little finishing touches. So just continue the steps over and over again. I will continue telling you what those steps are so we can keep up. Oh, moving the camera around by accident. We are almost done. I think we might finish this. I think we might finish this today. Now the HB for some midtones. Remember, pick up the pencil every time you do a stroke and follow the direction of the hair. And then the blending stump, softening up those lines just a little bit. The mono eraser for some highlights. Again, we're just adding on some texture while we're doing this, so do lines. Do lines, little lines. You don't need to go all the way from the top to the bottom. It's a common mistake. Don't worry if you've been doing that. You can correct yourself now. And then some mechanical pencil just to add a few little details, both in the highlights and in the shadowed areas. I think we're done, almost done. Just a few more pieces left. I'm gonna move this camera ever so slightly. There we go. Okay, the softest pencil you have. It puts quite a bit of pressure on it just to get nice and dark. Then the HB pencil. Pick up the pencil every time you do a stroke, individual lines, following the direction of the hair, and also thinking about the clumps of hair too. Soften up those lines using the blending stump, also going in the same direction as the hair, and just one stroke at a time. Pick it up every time. Now a few highlights with the mono eraser. And some fine details with the mechanical pencil, and do some few strays, especially on the outer edges of the hair. Back to the softest pencil, putting quite a bit of pressure, focusing on the direction and doing individual lines. If the hair is curved, you need to curve your pencil lines too. The medium tone, same thing. Follow the direction of the hair and also pick up the pencil every time you make a stroke. Use the blending stump just to soften out the lines a little bit. You can use it right in the highlights too. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about preserving highlights. That's what I have erasers for. And finish it with the mechanical pencil. Overlap a little bit of the highlights and do some more details in those shadowed areas too. One more section to do. This one's an interesting little piece of hair because it doesn't look like it's really following any rules of the other hair. So using the darkest pencil I have, just doesn't quite seem like it belongs for some reason. I think this one's an actual little like ringlet or something that's going on here. So we're gonna get those really dark sections, putting quite a bit of pressure, almost trying to get to black if not black. We need black, white, and 3 shades of gray to make it look realistic. And then we're going to use the HB pencil just to fill in some of those mid-tones, add some more texture. And then we're taking the blending stump and just softening up those lines, making sure to pick up the blending stump every time you make a stroke. And then using the mono eraser to pick up some of those highlights, just a few lines. We want to keep that texture, so we're doing lines still. Drawing with an eraser. And then the mechanical pencil over top of that just to get that texture back. And then we're done. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. So let me just show you the different angles of this turn off the strobe. Okay. So we see the reference photo and the original image. Yes, we can continue working on this to get some more of those shadows nice and dark, especially on the top part. So just keep playing with it until it looks right. I think it looks really good, even though it's not exact, but it is what it is. And then we got this view. And this view, just so you can see this other camera here that I have that is new to my list of cameras. I think this one shows it really good. So yeah, we are done. If for future videos, the next video, what do you want to draw and what medium do you want to use? You can email me all this information if you want, or find me on the Facebook group at Da Vinci Eye App's Facebook group, and yeah, tell me there. I don't know what else to say. If you don't have the app and would like to try the Da Vinci Eye App for free, there is a promo code in the description for iOS. And if you don't have an iOS, I can give you your own personal one-time use code. If you send me an email, just say Da Vinci Eye App's promo code, and I will give that to you. We are currently doing a challenge giveaway, so I have posted in the Da Vinci Eye Apps group 20 challenges that you can do. All of them are up for interpretation. I just want you to do something creative, something new. And you only have to do 10 of the 20 by the end of November, the beginning of December. And you will be entered into draw. Entered in a draw for a chance to win 1 out of 3 prizes of $50 US. Again, send me if you have like a photo you want drawn. I am willing to draw it live and give it to you for free if that's something you want to do. But yeah, thanks so much. I will see you next week. I am sorry this video has been turned into 2 parts because my internet's not working very well. But thanks again. All the love.